Down by the bay where the cultivated grow. Back to my home I do not go, for if I do, my mother would say. Have you ever seen a story carry someone else's name? Down by the bay, down by the bay, curtains lift, expression set, measured tone with no visible threat. A simple refrain, yet something resists, a sweetness applied to obscure what persists. Have you ever watched a statement pass through two voices, returned, recast? Have you ever seen a premise stressed and handed back as something pressed best? Circulating, orderly, refined, transfer masters, neutral design. No clear author, still it adheres. A quaint architecture suddenly appears. I've seen this pattern in smaller domains, long before it's scaled into broader frames. Same redirection, same deflect, same unspoken, yet still correct. Down by the bay where the narratives grow. Back to the version they want you to know. Say it once, deliver it slow. Still the underlying structures will show. Now it's recorded, now it's reviewed. The same soft phrasing formally construed. Language calibrated, carefully aligned. Casual suggestions become codified. Just to note, in case for clarity, phrases engineered for their authority. One restates what another implied. Now the record holds what none supplied. Room becomes paper, paper speaks. Detached from the source it claims to keep. Third position line stabilizes true by passage alone, never by proof. Have you ever watched attention shift with the precision disguised as drift? Have you ever seen the focal plane move just far enough to redirect the view? Watch the emphasis, never the frame. Watch the spectacle miss the claim. Loud, bright names saturate the field while the structure stays fully concealed. Bigger than headlines, deeper when named. Not what is shown, but how it's arranged. Not just a moment, repeated again. It's a pattern, motion, moving from within. Have you ever seen a line divide, then return reclassified? Have you ever watched distortion come back dressed as proportion? He asserts while she refines. Paper holds that final line. Now the structures stabilize without ever being named. Three-point motion, quiet, complete. A triangulated circuit repeats. One asserts, one modulates, one absorbs, and the system sustains without force. Down by the bay where the cultivated grow. Back to my origin I do not go, for if I do, I already know there are structures in motion they never disclose. Down by the bay, down by the bay, same cadence, same sway, but I don't hear it the same way today. What happens when a name takes what it cannot claim? First it must rename it, then carefully reframe. Then it needs a witness, then it needs a seal. Then it builds a story that makes it feel real. But continuity remains beyond performance and form. Origin holds steady even when altered for their storm. Title is not substance, designation isn't ground. If the root is still living, false claims will fall when found. Down by the bay where the records don't show. Back to my home I choose to go. Not what is written, not what they say. What existed before their overlay. Across land and structure, same pattern repeats. Assertion, administration, absorption beneath. Trade becomes treaty, treaty fractures apart. The middle position absorbs what was separated from the start. Call it governance, call it care. It is still the same structure, sitting there. Shift the language, rename the claim. The mechanism functions just the same. Have you seen a child labeled too much? Have you seen a question lose its touch? Have you seen presence rewritten as condition? Documentation replacing direct recognition. Offspring hold continuity, past imposed frames. Their bodies keep record beyond assigned names. So I don't return to the version they made. I follow the memory that never decayed. Say it direct, no passing through. I am not the space that stabilizes you. No third position, no silent fix, no quietly holding these sad loaded tricks. Their bloodline goes flat when I step away from their ticks. Watch what collapses when I don't play. Down by the bay where the cultivated grow. Back to that stage I do not go. Not what they framed nor what they took. I stand aligned with my living book. Down by the bay where the watermelon grow. Back to my home I do not go. For if I do, my mother will say, have you ever seen truth re-enter the play? Down by the bay.